So let's talk about Pokemon. Pokemon is the thing that is on screen currently. If you don't know what a Pokemon is, then look up Pokemon and then come back to this video. Pokemon is a monster catching game. Pocket monsters, hence the name Pokemon, which is the abbreviation for pocket monsters. But every single Pokemon game, there's been 9 or 10, a lot of main series games, but all of them have one similarity. They all have starter Pokemon, and that is what I am going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be making starter Pokemon for this fan-made Pokemon region that I am currently working on. So, prepare, because it looks like the video's starting now. So, hope you enjoy it. So, I'm not going to tell you where my region is based because it'll spoil a few things, but this is my first starter. It is Dandelion. Of course, you may be thinking, what on earth, what is this art style that you have drew? This is just an old art style of mine. These first few are on paper, and then I have how I made the digital art, and then I have the presentation thing. So, yeah, that's what this is. This is just the second version, because my first version is on the same paper, but I erased it and did it again, so I don't have that one, but I would have. So, here's the next one. Leo, yep, that's his name now. This is actually the version after the one I just showed you. The one before this got thrown away because I didn't like it so much that I threw it in the garbage. It was pretty much just a less cute version with a bow tie. So, yeah, but this one right here was a little bit too plain, so I ended up changing it into this one. This is Dandelion. I changed the name again because I couldn't decide on how it was going to be spelled at the time. This, I gave it more starter-like proportions, also made its face more like a Pokemon. But as I said earlier, the ones on paper are not the official designs. So, this next one is also not the official design. It is going to be my first attempt at a digital version, which is right here. So this was my original sketch for it. I wanted it to be more furry because that one looks waxy in the digital version. So I gave it tufts of fur and did all of my shading in that art style that I end up changing again, finding the perfect art style that I'm currently using. So, yeah. I tried to adjust the leaf, putting it upright, and it ends up looking weird, and then I was showing my brother the differences between them, so that's why it looked like it was dancing. This is the final version that I settled with, once again making it the cutest yet, also making the tail less detailed, and also it have a bigger cheeks area and a bigger eyes as well, just to make it cuter like a Pokemon should be. This was the final design that I settled on for this Pokemon. So here is the presentation. So this is Dandelion, the grass cub Pokemon. It is a pure grass type. It is based on the extinct bush lion, coexisting with the other grass starter theory that all of them are based on extinct animals. The size is down there in the corner, and I did not put the shiny here because I'm going to be putting those in a separate video, but in the time lapses you can actually see me designing the shinies and stuff. So here's the Pokédex entry. Dandelion are very playful and love children. It is a great choice for beginners. They love roaming in grassy-filled areas, and they often hide to sneak up on their prey, disguising themselves in the foliage. So, what do you think of this grass cat? Would you choose it as your starter on a Pokemon adventure? Well, we'll see, because here's the next starter. This is Tadflame. I have a lot to say about this little dude. This was my favorite starter for the longest time. So much so that I hardly even changed it. I redesigned it like 3 times, and the first 2 redesigns were just, it first had a red tail fire symbol on it, then it had a rock tail, now it has a black tail. So whenever I was redesigning it, it just looked completely different, because now it just didn't look like a tadpole or a Pokemon or a starter in this design, so I ended up changing it in this redesign, which I'm about to show you. So I just wanted to draw a little bit of concept art from the front side and the back side, then I was going to do it from the actual angle that it would be in. It didn't take that long to design it. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would for such a simple design, but it took a while for me to get the shading right, because it just did. I don't know why. Here's the presentation though.
A few moments later.
This is Tadflame, a pure fire type. It is the fire tadpole Pokemon. I forgot to put the category up there. Sorry for that. It is based on the South African sharp-nosed frog, which will come apparent when I do its evolution videos. Stay tuned for those. And the size is in the corner, and if you didn't know, the person's silhouette is actually Pickle Pants Draws logo. I think you should subscribe to that guy's channel. My channel, by the way. So here is the Pokédex entry. Tadflame live in volcanoes where they swallow lava to keep warm. Lava sometimes leaks from their mouth. Trainers like this Pokemon to begin their journey with because it is easy to train. These Pokemon often sleep in warm places like ovens whenever they are adopted by trainers, because they are used to living in warm climates and have not yet adjusted to their environment. Chunky reading, I know. I was reading from a script, which I'm not good at, but it's better than nothing. At least you know that it sleeps in ovens at night. That's good, right? Yeah, okay. The next starter is Elipool, which this is not Elipool, this is Mistifant, but I wanted to show you its original concept, which was magic balls and magicians and stuff, but I did not have the original drawing of it. It was a what I thought was cute version of what I'm about to show you, except in the redesign I decided it didn't look enough like a water type, so I made it have the concept of clams and pearls instead, which it has the clam ears to act as the clam. It has the pearls in the middle of it to showcase that it has pearls, I think. So then I redesigned it. I just did this one to make it slightly cuter, also bipedal, because I had one starter with no legs and then another starter that was quadrupedal, and I didn't need one that was also quadrupedal, so I made it bipedal, like I just mentioned. I didn't really change much. I made it pointing at the sky as if it was looking at shooting stars or something, but I end up changing that whenever I do the digital redesign, and here it is. So this is the digital redesign. I just took the body of it and put a new, cuter head on it to make it cuter and changed the pose and the dimension just a little bit to make it slightly better. And at this point I did shading and highlights and all that good stuff. So yeah, and then I ended up redoing the shadings and highlights and all that stuff because that I drew the first of all the redesigns and I wanted it to put it in my current art style. Then I decided at this point that I wanted all of the pearls to be watery because I wanted them to have the water typing, and here is the thing. Yes, thing. This is Elipool. It is the calm elephant Pokemon. It is a pure water type. It is based on elephants, obviously, and clams and pearls. And the sizes in the corner, like always, and all that stuff. I found that water is hard to make look real in the art style that I have got, but it's the best art style that I have had in my life for Pokemon, so it will have to do. Here is the Pokédex entry. Elipool are very calm creatures, but when they are frightened, they close their clamshell ears to hide their face. They love their pearls and collect them and show them very pridefully. They are a great choice for beginners to like playful Pokemon. So here's a picture of them all together, just looking at each other, except for the grass type who's staring off into the distance like he's really happy. So, also a little hint I did there. Whenever I was designing this, I purposefully made them look up to the grass type. Even though I like the fire type the best, I've always loved grass type starters in general more. Pretty much in every game except for the ones I played more recently, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I always pick grass starters for a long, long time. So that's why I did that. So what did you think of these Pokemon? And do they look like real Pokemon, or do they need more work? And which one would you choose in a Pokemon adventure? I am going to be doing evolution videos quite soon. So thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, tell your buddy over there that they should subscribe. Hey, you should subscribe. Okay, I'll subscribe. Ooh, I want to subscribe too. Ahem, I thought I was the one who's going to be subscribing. No, I want to subscribe. I thought we all agreed that I was the one that was going to be subscribing. No, me. No, me. No, me. No, me. No, me.